Hello there, and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. New information about who's likely to get the $1,400 stimulus checks for the first time. Welcome to our channel, everyone. If you learned something new, please click the like button, please click subscribe, please enable notifications. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm. Here's an article on your screen published by CNBC. As always, we'll provide you with a link to all of our resources in the description section below. Congress is working on new $1,400 stimulus checks. As you know, we expect the House to vote on it sometime soon, or by the time you watch this video, perhaps the House would already have voted on it. So here's who would be eligible for the first time. Unlike the first stimulus check, which was a $1,200 stimulus check, unlike the second stimulus check, which was a $600 stimulus check, these $1,400 stimulus checks can go and will go to adult dependents aged 17 and over. So keep in mind, the IRS is going to go off your most recent tax returns. So if your most recent tax returns show dependents age 17 and over, then they will be eligible for the $1,400 stimulus checks. This is very important. Let's say your most recently filed tax return with the IRS was 2019. Some of us haven't filed our 2020 taxes yet, and some of us have. But in 2020, let's just say your income went down, which by the way happened to most of us, and you had more dependents. Let's say you were taking care of an elderly parent, or for whatever reason you have other dependents aged over 17. Then each of those dependents, assuming this latest American Rescue Plan becomes law, which it is likely to become law at the time I'm recording this video, then each of them would be eligible for $1,400. I want to remind our viewers and subscribers once again that a package, which is the American Rescue Plan, becomes a bill, and once that bill passes both the House and the Senate, then it goes to the president's desk for signature, and when the president signs it, it becomes law. So this is not a law yet. When this bill becomes law, the $1,400 stimulus checks will go for the first time to adult dependents age 17 and over based on your most recent tax returns. This is the important part. Now, here's the big news, everybody. According to the American Enterprise Institute, and they published an article not too long ago, making adult dependents eligible for the stimulus checks in the third stimulus package and with the third stimulus check would make an additional 26 million of our fellow Americans, 26 million adults eligible for stimulus checks. This is major. I want you to think about this for a second. The first stimulus check, no adult dependents were allowed to get stimulus checks. The second stimulus check, no adult dependents got stimulus checks. But with the third stimulus check, adult dependents age 17 and over, we're talking about 26 million of our fellow Americans are eligible for stimulus checks. What this means is a family of four, let's say you have a husband and a wife making under the threshold is $150,000 a year, making under that threshold, and they have two children, and both the children are adult children, or let's say they have three dependents, they have two adult children, and let's say they have one elderly parent who they are taking care of, who is their dependent. Then you have this family getting $1,400 times 5. Yep, $1,400 times 5, which is quite incredible. So I want you to think about this for a second. This family would receive $7,000 in stimulus checks. 1,400 times 5 is 7,000. If you had a family of four, the family would be getting $5,600 in stimulus checks, depending on the qualification of the main filers. In this case, the married couple filing jointly. So depending on whether you qualify for the stimulus checks, and then if you're eligible, your dependents would also get stimulus checks. I want our viewers and subscribers to know that if a married couple filing jointly makes more than $150,000, then they are not going to get the full $1,400 stimulus checks per adult, and the stimulus check would reduce. And at $200,000 in combined income for the couple, the stimulus checks would be gone entirely, not only for the two adults, but also for all the dependents. So not only for the two main filers, but also all the dependents. So let's go back to the family of five that I mentioned earlier. The husband and the wife, the married couple filing jointly, make, let's say, $201,000. And let's say they have three dependents. They have two children who are both adults, and they have an elderly parent. Let's say the elderly parent is a dependent. The total amount of stimulus checks for this family in this example would be zero. Yes, if the income of the married couple filing jointly exceeds $200,000, then neither they nor their dependents including adult dependents in the third stimulus check, are eligible for the $1,400 stimulus checks. So this is a very, very important consideration because your income threshold plays a big role in whether individuals in your family, meaning your dependents, get stimulus checks for the first time or not. And this is very important, everyone, because we are talking college students who can be dependents. We are talking adult individuals, elderly parents, perhaps with disabilities, and you could claim yourself to be a caretaker of that individual if that individual is indeed a dependent of yours. So this has significant implications for millions of families across the country. So I do want to emphasize that the phase-out rates will be based on the filing status and the number of dependents based on your most recent tax return. The directive that Congress has given to the IRS, which will have the challenging task of distributing all this money, is that you should base the money that goes out based on the 2019 or 2020 tax returns. So if you filed your 2020 tax return, that's what they'll consider. If you haven't, then they'll consider your 2019 tax return. So make sure if your income is lower in 2020 and if you had more dependents in 2020, you file your 2020 taxes because you will end up getting more stimulus money. Also remember that if your electronic deposit information is on file with the IRS, you should start getting your money in the third week of March. But if they're going to mail you a check, you should expect your money probably in the first week of April. Some individuals may be waiting until May. So keep that in mind as well. Also, here's something interesting about this third stimulus check, which is similar to the second stimulus check. The mandate is that just similar to the second $600 stimulus check, families of mixed status households, meaning only one spouse has a valid social security number, will still get the stimulus check, and the dependents, meaning the children, will also get the stimulus checks as long as the qualifying spouse has a social security number and as long as the children also have social security numbers. So this is important. The qualifying spouse and the children will need to have valid social security numbers. So if you have what's called as a mixed status household, let's say the husband has a social, the two kids have a social, the whole family would get the stimulus checks. But if the husband has a social, the kids don't have socials, the husband will get the stimulus check, but the kids will not get the stimulus checks, just as an example. I hope this was helpful, everybody. Please give me a like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. That really helps out the YouTube algorithm. That would help out the channel a lot. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.